Advantage, disadvantage and opinion essay for the IELTS writing test. I'm Mike Watty. I'm an ex-IELTS examiner. I used to examine in Taipei and Adelaide. I've marked tens of thousands of essays. This gives me a really good view of what students' main problems are and how we should structure essays. In today's video, we're going to learn how to identify an advantage, disadvantage and opinion essay. I'm going to teach you how to make an effective plan for this type of essay, how to structure your essay effectively so that you'll get a high score for task response and also cohesion and coherence. I'm then going to present you with a sample essay that I wrote and guide you through the various parts of this essay so that you can understand how to write all parts of this essay and have an effective response. And then I'll finish with a homework task. And by the way, I have a writing correction service where you can send me your writing. I'll check it for the 4 grading criteria, which are task response, cohesion and coherence, lexical resource and grammar. I'll give you a score, I'll give you feedback on mistakes and also suggestions for increasing your score. If you'd like details, have a look in the description below this video. So this is one of the 6 types of essays that I've identified for the IELTS writing test. I call this one an advantage, disadvantage and opinion essay. It's very similar to number 6, the 2 views and opinion essay. However, there are some important differences. Let's have a look at a sample set of instructions. Due to advances in technology, working from home has become more popular. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of working from home and give your own opinion about it. As always, we should divide our instructions into 2. The first part is the topic. The second part is the question words that we need to respond to. And the question words are really going to determine how we plan and structure our essay. Let's start off with our plan. I have 2 advantages. Increases productivity and saves time. Then I have 2 disadvantages. Motivation and communication. Then I'm going to give my own opinion that the merits outweigh the drawbacks. I use 4 paragraphs to structure this kind of essay. In fact, out of the 6 question types, almost all of them use 4 body paragraphs. So this is easy to remember. I want to do 2 things in my introduction. First of all, I want to paraphrase the topic to show the examiner that I understand clearly what the topic is, and also to show my ability to paraphrase to increase my score for lexical resource. The other thing I want to do is tell the reader what this essay is about, which means responding to the question. Let's have a look at how I wrote my introduction. Home-based work is more prevalent due to developments in technology. This essay discusses the merits and drawbacks of this phenomenon and explains why I believe that the advantages are greater. Then it's on to the first body paragraph, and I'm going to structure my paragraph as follows. I'm going to start with a general topic sentence. I'm going to introduce my first idea, then develop it by explaining it and giving it an example. Then I'm going to give my second idea and develop that with an explanation. Let's take a look at what my paragraph looks like. There are 2 main benefits of home-based work. First, working from one's residence leads to higher productivity. This is because it eliminates the distractions that come with working in an office. For instance, when working from home, I do not get distracted by my co-workers stopping by my desk to ask me unnecessary questions. Furthermore, it saves time. This is due to not wasting time in traffic to go to an office. Then I'm going to want to write a paragraph to deal with the other side, the disadvantages. I'm going to use a word to signal that I'm moving on to the other side, the disadvantages. I'm going to use the word however. Then I'm going to have a general topic sentence to introduce disadvantages, and then I'm going to introduce disadvantage 1 and explain it and illustrate it with an example, and then the second disadvantage with an explanation of why I think it's a disadvantage. Let's take a look. However, there are also drawbacks to this. The most significant is that it can be difficult to be motivated. This is because no boss is monitoring employees. For example, when working from home, I often waste a lot of time surfing the internet because my boss cannot see me. Another limitation is communicating between colleagues is more challenging. This is due to not meeting face-to-face and having to communicate online. This can lead to less effective communication and even misunderstanding of co-workers' real intentions. Then it's on to my conclusion, and I need to signal that it's my conclusion with a phrase like "in conclusion." Then what I'm going to do is tell the reader that in my opinion there are advantages and disadvantages. This makes sense, right? Since I've written a body paragraph about each. It would be a bit weird to only think that there are advantages when I've also listed some disadvantages. So I'm going to acknowledge that there are advantages and disadvantages, but then just to make my opinion a little more developed, I'm going to add a second aspect. I'm going to tell the reader which one I think is stronger and why. Let's have a look. In conclusion, I believe there are merits and drawbacks of home-based work. However, overall, I think the advantages of employees being more productive and avoiding the daily commute to the office outweigh the disadvantages of them sometimes lacking motivation and not being able to meet with their co-workers in person as easily. Furthermore, I feel that motivation can be enhanced with appropriate scheduling and goal setting. Now, that last sentence isn't exactly needed. You could leave that off and it would mean your essay is a bit shorter, and you might find that last kind of sentence challenging to write. Really what I'm doing in that last sentence is kind of mitigating one of the disadvantages, just to strengthen the reason why I think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And by the way, did you notice the word outweigh? You might have seen another of my videos about the question type outweigh. And so I'm kind of borrowing from that type of essay when I'm writing the conclusion to this essay. And this is important. You should see how different types of questions are interconnected. I've put the entire essay on the screen now. You might like to pause the video if you want to read it. Alternatively, you could just download the PDF and read it at your leisure. Let's look at a couple of issues or common problems with this type of essay. The first issue is that there's no opinion. Now, it's incredibly important that you realize that you've been asked for your opinion, and so you should be using words like I, me, and my, in my opinion, to signal to the reader where you're giving your opinion. So if you take a look at the screen now, I've left off the words that indicate my opinion from my conclusion. In this case, There will be no direct opinion given in this essay, and this could have an extremely negative effect on your score for task response. Your opinion is one of the 3 requirements of the essay, and not expressing an opinion could result in a band score as low as 5 for task response. Another thing that I often see is there's an opinion but not much of one, maybe just one sentence. Even I heard there's some teacher that's telling students a 1-sentence conclusion is all you need. Really? Well, it's all you need if you only want band 6. But if you want band 7 or higher, you really need to give more of an opinion. Just 1 sentence won't cut it. It's one of the 3 requirements. You've got a paragraph about advantages, a paragraph about disadvantages. How about a decent paragraph about your opinion? This opinion that you see now on your screen, it's not enough. It's enough for band 6, but not any higher. You can see it's just a minimal opinion. In conclusion, I believe there are merits and drawbacks of home-based work. Big deal, yeah, of course there are merits and drawbacks. You need to say more than this, and I think the best way to write a bit more is to say which one you think is stronger and why. Then you've got an effective concluding paragraph, you've got a couple of dimensions to your opinion, and your score is going to go higher. Your homework is to read the model essay, make sure you can understand it. If you can't, write me some questions in the comments to this video. I promise if you write a question, I will respond to it. Give me 48 hours and I should be able to respond to your questions. The other thing you could do is the homework task. You could write this and check that you've understood what I've taught you in this video. I also have a writing correction service where you can send me your essay and I will check your essay and assess it for the 4 grading criteria, give you a score, give you feedback on mistakes, and also highlight how you might get a higher score. Isn't that the key part? It's not so much what your score is now, it's how can you push it up, how can you increase your score. The homework topic is as follows. In some countries, some school leavers choose to work or travel for a year between finishing secondary school and attending university. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of this and then give your opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to download the PDF which has the sample answer for this question and also 5 other types of questions. By reading through this and working out the differences between the question types and how you should respond to them, you're going to be properly prepared for your test. You might also like to check out my writing correction service and also my ebook. There's links to all of these things in the description below this video. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. I will promise to answer all of your questions as soon as I can. Don't forget to subscribe. This way you're going to get updates of future videos, and please like the video if you did in fact like it or find it useful. This way other people will also get to see this video.